Welcome back to Rochester Living with Mark Siwiec and Corey James Moran, brought to you by Legion Homes by Mark Siwiec and Associates. This is episode 205. I'm Corey. That's not Mark.
My name's Mike. It's close to Mark.
M's count? Sure,
yeah.
Yeah, Mike Thomas, the CEO and founder of Thomas Media Group. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Much appreciated. Yeah, Mark is currently in Paris right now. He's probably walking the cobbled streets with a baguette.
Do you think Mark and I could change seats now? Like, I'd love to be there.
Just like,
but
is a video effect for that? Can we do a snap and then
I'm
you're
sure
in Paris?
there's some AI.
Yeah, there's got to be AI.
We can get into that. Yeah.
So we're going to get into a bunch with you and your company and really just the digital space. And all AI is going to be a thing we'll definitely talk about.
Yeah.
Mark's going to be very jealous. He's not here for that conversation. I don't know if I know anyone in the world that likes AI more than Mark.
Yeah.
How many hours a day do you talk to AI before we
Wow.
get into things here?
Actually, a lot would be the answer.
Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
we can put in the show notes the exact number when I really dig at it. But
Yeah.
the unique thing that's happening right now is because I have such a history with ChatGPT and some other tools, you can start to ask some of these questions. Where are my blind spots? What are some of the things that I can improve?
It's a coach.
And it is scary, bro. I mean, it's pretty wild. So
Do you fear the takeover? Because it knows so much about you.
yeah, no, I feel like I've already been taken over. So
Yeah.
there's no fear. It's I'm just drowning.
I've got a theory on this one. Maybe this is a good script for a movie. You do the AI thing, it learns so much about you. Then it creates your body double that just exists as you. And
Incredible.
you get, put in the Matrix tube where they just suck your life force out.
Yeah, no, that's a thing.
Blink twice if you're
I know.
actually here.
Yeah. It's like, dude, this is great. My AI's here. I'm just sitting in bed.
I mean,
watching.
how many times in life are you like, I wish there was two of me? I guess that would be beneficial.
Yeah, right.
It's probably coming. It's coming. Let's get into a little bit of real estate here, since it is, essentially a real estate podcast. Not a ton, but in terms of listings, we give our weekly update. Single-family active listings in Monroe County. These numbers probably won't mean anything to you, Mike, but that's okay. We're still going up. The number is going up, and that's what's positive. 582 last week for Monroe County. We're at 617 right now. It's a combination of what we've been talking about in the podcast for the past couple of months. Things are sitting a little bit longer. It's not quite the slam dunk sellers market that it has been for the past 5 years. And the buyers are just a little pickier, and there's more on the sidelines than we've probably seen, again, in the last 5 years. We talked last week about this is probably one of the best times, honestly, if you're a buyer.
Sure.
I mean, I just had an offer accepted 2 days ago. It was a lovely couple, Adrienne and Brian. Congratulations. I DJ'd their wedding in May, and then we got a house.
Whoa.
We got a house for them, right before August hit. So it's been
Corey's like,
busy for
you
them.
come to me not just for your house, but I can DJ your wedding.
I mean,
I can
so many skills.
officiate it. Yeah, like whatever you need to do.
She works at Kettle Ridge, if you've ever been out in Victor.
yeah.
And I was doing a wedding there for a former coworker of mine from the radio station, and she came up and she was like, I need a DJ for my wedding. Oh, and I need a realtor. I heard you do that too. It's like, well, boom, got it all together. So, but first offer,
Wow.
which is not the norm. Like usually it takes minimum 3-4 tries before you get it. So so good for them. Six County region number going up as well. 1029 last week, we were up to 1071 this week. And then the number for under contract and pending that actually went down. So those under contract and pending are the ones that have already had offers accepted. They're just waiting to close. 1299 last week for Monroe County. We're actually down to 1294, which is usually we see that number continue to climb as well. So that speaks again to the market slowing down a little bit. Six County regions at 1887 last week, 1895 now. So that actually went up. So Monroe County usually leads the way, but some little bit nuance here. We were chatting before we got rolling here. You built your house in 2019.
I don't want to say it, but I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations. I mean,
you.
perfect timing.
Thank you.
What's your rate?
I think I lied to you. It's even lower than I said. It's I believe 3.25%.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
Everyone watching hates you if they don't have a house right now.
Yeah. I think I hate me. It's
Currently
wild.
at 6.75.
Wow. Yeah, I'm stuck. We're not going anywhere. Should have built a little bit bigger, but
Kind of the problem right now. It's a perfect example of why the market's doing what it's doing.
right, of course.
Again, we talk about all the time, but 80 to 85% of our listings right now are death, divorce, relocation, and then downsizing to a degree. Typically, it's someone older going into some kind of assisted living facility because the people that have the big house that would normally downsize, a lot of them are stuck and they don't want to pay the same amount of money for the downsize as their currently bigger house.
Yeah.
So it's kind of where things are right now. The Fed did meet this week. They're holding as expected. Maybe a drop in the rate in September, I think, is the latest projections. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Positive news. How closely do you follow the economy?
I'm
Dabble.
okay.
Yeah,
I
dabble it.
dabble. Yeah.
So obviously you knew that the GDP, it contracted in
Yeah.
Q1.
Yeah.
We did see things bounce back in Q2. So that's positive. It rebounded by 3%.
All right.
So that's good. So that would make Mark happy. He was all doom and gloom about this for the past few months. So that's positive.
It rebounded about where my interest rate is. Great. Yeah.
Slightly lower, just slightly. And then in terms of news with real estate, a new bipartisan housing affordability bill is being introduced. This won't go into effect even if it gets passed for 5 years. But basically they're aiming to streamline zoning, speed up reviews, and encourage modular housing is the latest. Whatever we got to do to boost the number of properties that are out there, because there's a lot of people that normally would have bought by now that are just sitting and waiting on the sidelines.
That's tough, man. I have a lot of friends that are in that dance of great, cool, kind of vibey apartment in their early 20s, right? Oh, we'll be here for a few years.
Yeah.
And
Still there.
They are.
Yeah. Do you know the average age of the first-time home buyer, what it is now?
Oh, man. In their 30s?
37.
Oh, wow.
It's tough. It's tough.
Is that a nationwide stat?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's, I mean, a pretty big difference from, when our parents bought their houses.
Of course,
right?
yeah. I mean, their houses were also about 20 grand.
Yes. Everyone always brings up the interest rate. When my parents bought their house, it was 14%. But yes, also it was $5,000 and a donkey
right.
for the house. So not exactly apples to apples here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of all I've got for the real estate update. Let's jump to you. Let's talk about Thomas Media Group.
Yeah, man.
So how long has this been going for? Let's talk about your journey to even get here.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for having me. And Mark, I am taking care of your chair. Thank you for having me. Mark is one of my favorite people ever. I just want to say one of our clients, JK Executive Strategies, is really well connected with you guys.
Jill was on the podcast just a few months ago.
Okay, cool. Yeah. One of my favorite people is certainly Mark as well as Jill, but I see Mark at some of their events, and he's one of those guys that whether it's on a podcast, you're in person with him, you're working with him, he is who he is.
Yeah.
And I just think the consistency of that it's beyond integrity, right? I think it's just a really awesome trait to have. And so again, honored to be here. Thank you guys for having me. My journey is really unique, man. I got started actually, I graduated St. John Fisher in 2011, and I had a community service scholarship, right? So I had to do a certain number of community service hours in the city of Rochester, and then I would get a little deduction on my
there we go. Nice.
on my dollars there. So that experience led me to a church called the Father's House over in Chi-Li, New York. And my first job out of college was in this youth development, youth pastor role at the Father's House. So for about 6 years, I was helping middle school to high school age kids really find purpose, find like, man, what are you on this planet to do, right? And I think what was really awesome about that experience is about 50% of the students were at or below the poverty line. So a lot of what was happening was I was really fighting for the underdog, these kids that maybe weren't the best in school or the best in sports, but they were finding purpose and passion in the programs that we were running at the church, right? So it was awesome, like some of the best years of my life, but something happened where I met my wife and I needed to start thinking about starting a family. And I was like, I might also be at the poverty line, if I don't jump out.
You can relate
right?
to the kids really well. That was why
Oh my
it worked.
gosh, guys, I get it. Yeah. But again, for anyone listening, I think there was this pivotal moment where it was like, I was passionate about what I did, but I wasn't properly compensated to actually, especially looking at what we just talked about. It's like, if that change didn't happen, I would not be where I'm at today. Right. So, made a jump out back around, probably 2017-ish. Worked at a company called O HVAC. We do a bunch of funny promos and ads with them. Absolutely love that company. Worked there full time till about COVID. And then when COVID hit, we had our first kid, and it was this moment for me of like, okay, his whole first year of life, I got to literally spend every waking second with him.
Yeah.
And it just opened something for me of like, is it actually possible to live first and work second? Like, not in a weird, like, oh, affiliate marketing and like sign up and never work a day in your life, but like just a true sense of my whole life. Can I give value to clients, to people with not just my 9-to-5 life, but my whole life, right? And so in 2021, I jumped out, started my agency. It started as that solopreneur kind of lifestyle thing. And then over the past 4 years has really skyrocketed into something that we're bringing on team members. And for those that are in Rochester, Rochester is one of the most creative places that I've ever been to. And I've been to some really cool, Nashville and San Francisco and all these places, but there's a unique energy here where it used to be great with Kodak and Xerox and all these things. There was a lot of that, oh man, we used to do. And
that
then
Rust Belt attitude, right?
Yeah. But now it seems like there's a generation, like this wave that has come back of, all right, Parcel 5 is going to come back with this beautiful lawn, and we're going to do these events and the coffee shops and the art and just some of the things in Rochester. I'm actually proud, man, to go like, this is where our agency is hosted and this is where we live. And anyway, it's just been this beautiful experience because a lot of freelancers that are creative, they just haven't had a home base.
Sure.
And so they're constantly trying to get new gigs and new opportunities. And we've been able to create a home for really, really talented people and then just serve incredible clients with the work that we're doing. So very long-winded answer, but that is my story. Yeah.
Talk about the early days of launching. I mean, any entrepreneur watching is going to be able to relate. It's terrifying. I mean, you're betting on yourself.
Yeah.
There's no safety net.
Yeah, no safety net. I also think it's one of those things where I'm a faith guy, so for me it's like we really have one chance at this, dude.
Sure.
Like this is not like, oh man, give me 10 years and then I'll try it, or let me do this and this and then I'll be ready. And
a lot of people get stuck, right? Because they have that plan and they just kind of never get there.
Dude, the biggest lie is that we have to be perfect before we can do something. We have to get everything together. I see this in faith with people. Oh, God doesn't love me because I'm doing this, and this. It's like, let me get my stuff right and then I'll be, or maybe in relationships and marriage or in work, let me just do all these things. And dude, there's nothing sadder to me than seeing a guy in his late 40s that is thinking about what if, or man, I had this big Shark Tank type of idea and I just never had the courage to do it. And so for me,
the fear of failure, is that, you think, what it is?
I think it's fear of failure. Honestly, man, I think it is that. I think it's also that imposter syndrome, fear of other people's opinions.
Okay.
Fear of letting someone else down, or, feeling like, are people going to judge me, or what are they going to say about me if this fails or if this doesn't do well? And
which in the grand scheme doesn't matter.
Well, dude, it doesn't. And I think, certainly when I was younger, I cared a ton about what other people thought of me. And I think it can be a limiter for even, I remember having difficult conversations with my dad when I went to go work at the church. We didn't grow up going to church as a family, whatever, but he just looked at me and was like, I just helped you pay for college. And now you want to go and work at a church. And like, there was this pivotal moment for me in my own, 22-year-old know-it-all self, which was, this better be the right decision because I'm letting someone down.
Sure.
And, committing and making this decision. So I think the advice I would give to an entrepreneur or any kind of business owner with a concept or an idea is don't wait till it's perfect to jump out and try it. Because the worst thing that will happen is you serve people and you get better at serving people. That's the worst thing that's going to happen.
I mean, we talk about all the time. The biggest lessons are learned from failures, right? And this idea of perfection, it's not a reality. It doesn't exist. No one. Josh Allen throws interceptions, right? Nobody's perfect.
Does he? I'm kidding. He does.
Yeah, every now and again.
He throws a lot, yeah. I actually saw him today. I was at Bill's camp.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
That was wonderful. He was only signing autographs for kids. I'm 36, so.
You got real low. Your hat backwards.
Yeah, no,
the beard was a dead giveaway.
I stepped away. Yeah, I think the beard was. Yeah.
So let's kind of keep tugging on the string a little bit here. So again, getting into it in the beginning. What were the things that you learned very quickly, very early?
Yeah.
That I'm sure are probably some of the most important things that you use now.
Yeah, I think One of the pivotal things for me was I used to think that just because I was responsible for everything, I had to do everything.
Sure. Yep. That's tough for a lot of people too. The control.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I didn't even think it was control. I think it was more like I understand what the quality needs to be.
Yeah.
And I can save money if I just do this myself. I can hire out somebody, but then I'm gonna have to pay them. And now,
What if it's not right?
yeah, and then I got to manage that. And like, what are we doing? And I think there became this moment of, solopreneur. And then going to, if I'm going to scale, if I'm going to actually become a business, I'm going to hire people, even if they're part-time to start or whatever it is, I'm going to hire people that are actually better at the task than me. And now as I sit today here about 4 or 5 years later, we have a team of experts, true specialists. Where, dude, I'll pitch the services, I'll jump on sales calls, I'll do these things. But I go, listen, you actually don't want me to touch your Google ads. Like you do not want me to build your Facebook ads or your beautiful pamphlets and things that we create.
That's why you found the people that you found.
100%. And so I think that there is this beautiful gift of like you have to let go, right? A little bit. I think the other thing that I've been learning, and again, we're a marketing agency. This is not a cheap sales pitch, but just a general statement. The emergence of social media, personal branding, getting your voice out there, just like you guys are doing today.
Yep.
People don't know how you can help them unless you tell them.
Sure.
At the end of the day, you guys can be sitting at your real estate company and doing all this work and whatever, but if you don't tell people, and I'm not talking just traditional, oh yeah, we got signs out by the house.
Right.
Like I'm talking about what's in people's hands. Where are people spending the majority of their time? If you are not finding avenues and ways to join that conversation, no one's going to know who you are, and no one's going to know how you can help them.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. And so again, I just think in general, man, there's a hesitancy. There's a, what if I mess up? What if I fail? And dude, I just think no one knows how you can help them unless you tell them. And that's been a pivotal growing point for our business, but also for the clients that we serve.
Let's talk about the clients, because you serve, again, in terms of digital marketing, there's a lot of options out there. It's a very competitive space right now. So you've kind of honed in smaller, medium-sized businesses as kind of your bread and butter, right?
Yeah, the biggest thing we offer, I think there's a differentiator, is we're a boutique marketing agency. So we know that there's some marketing agencies that are charging $15,000, $20,000 a month to do really astronomical, build outs and, different components. We work with $5 to $10 million companies that are, hey, we don't have those huge astronomical budgets, but we still want to show up well online.
Sure.
So again, we can do anything from organic social media all the way down to website design and build, search engine optimization, Google ads, Facebook ads, the whole nine. So we offer that white glove type of service and experience that you typically can get with a freelancer, but we actually have the systems and the team to be able to implement across the board when it comes to the marketing type of tactics. So it's been really rewarding. I think it's also been unique because...
Well, you're probably engaging with like the CEOs and the owners
100%.
and that, And then it's their company.
Yeah.
So there's that extra level of them caring, obviously.
And the thing that and this is what I was saying before about like that time with COVID when I had that time with my son, I used to be nervous with putting myself out there, where I felt like I don't need to be posting my kids, and I don't want people thinking I'm not working right now, or like just thinking about all the clients we serve and what their perspectives are. And it's like my clients engage with my content that shares my family, shares my kids, shares my life. And that's maybe an obvious statement to someone like you, but like for me, it was, I'll never forget a story when I was actually having a Zoom sales meeting, like a sales call where I'm trying to close like some $80,000 or whatever. And my son just barges in and he's like, oh, Dad, I pooped on the big boy potty.
He's
or
got
like,
a Spider-Man mask on.
Yeah. And I'm like, actually, I think it was Hulk gloves, actually.
Perfect,
so very similar. And it's like the guy on the other side of the call is like, oh, dude, my kiddo's out of the house. I miss him every day. Enjoy that moment. And one of the things, dude, one of the things that we've landed on for our brand positioning statement, really how we are seeing the social media landscape, is brands are dead. And we help grow your business by creating content that's as human as you are.
Okay.
And human level content, like seeing the actual person. When you go to Amazon, you're reading a review from a human. you don't as much care about the sleek, great photos and the videos and the stuff. I want to know what Karen in Nebraska, like,
Why was it a 1-star?
Yeah,
Karen.
yeah.
Why the 1-star?
Karen,
Why always
please,
a 1-star?
Karen, can you leave your email so we can talk more about this, right? But there is this shift that's happening where, and you see it with brands, with influencers, where they're jumping on the back of influencers that have already built a rapport and trust with their following.
Sure.
So they're kind of skipping the trust building portion and just going, oh yeah, that person could do it. But we really do think, man, and I think you guys are a great example of this, where it's not just Mark anymore.
Sure.
And you guys have been able to build out your team in a way where Mark has known this from the start of his business, which is part of why he's so successful. But in this region and in this social media landscape, if you don't have a person facing a face with the place, right? I just think you're behind, right?
Well, it's just a humanless entity, right?
Yeah.
That you're writing your angry review about. If you put a face with it and you know that there's a family behind it, maybe you have a little bit more compassion.
Of course.
Kind of the thought?
I mean, we've had home service clients where our literal marketing tactic is a beautiful picture of their family with a handwritten letter that says, "Hey, here's what we do. You know, we've been like, I went to high school here, been in Rochester area this many years. We'd love to work with you." And those are some of our best performing initiatives. Anything that can be human, like just connect with people on a human level and watch what happens.
Do you think it's kind of a pushback of just, I mean, I think societally over the last several years, we've fallen into this hole of everyone's life is the perfect, picture perfect Instagram reel, right?
Yeah.
And we just know, we know that that's not the case. Life can be ugly and it can be beautiful and it can be a mixture of both.
The grand irony is I hate social media. so like it's
That's
like
what Alex says too.
It's like you can't get high on your own supply, right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
it's wild for sure. And I think absolutely people are sick of it. And I think one of the things that I've heard, I think it was Gary Vee that said this, it's people don't just care about the product, they care about the process.
Okay.
And I think some of the components that I really enjoy watching is like, dude, there's like a candy guy on my Instagram that's like building like a candy swirl thing, and he's like chopping it up, and he's like just doing the process. Millions and millions and millions of views. Yeah. And it's like, dude, I'm kind of like, maybe I'll buy a bag. This guy's been great, or whatever. But again, the point is that guy does that every day. It's probably very mundane for him.
Sure.
When you peel the curtain back and you actually share the process, what ends up happening is you're helping tell the story. It's the same thing in sports when they're miking guys up on the field, or they're doing the hard knocks, or the things that are like outside of the product. People care about that story. They care about the messaging behind that.
I mean, fascinating stuff. What else has been cutting through? Because again, it's very competitive space. A lot going on.
Yeah. I think for us, man, I'm like, every single client that we serve has a unique story to tell. And a lot of times what happens is they can get so lost in trying to kind of bend over backwards for the client that they actually don't even know what their story is anymore.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And so their story tries to almost be like, well, it can be whatever you need it to be.
And then it's fake, right?
Yeah, and it's not just fake, but it's now their identity is gone. Like they actually don't know who they are. They don't know their ideal customer that they're trying to reach. They don't even know their offerings as well because they're constantly adjusting. And we've gone through this, right? I think this was in the early stages for us as well. But I think what's really cutting through is that human level. We built a podcast studio in downtown Rochester called the Content House, where we have seen about 50 entrepreneurs, business owners come through in a little bit less than a year right now. Will be a year in September.
Nice, that's awesome.
And it's been unbelievable because it's accomplished two things. The first is when people just show up, and you're probably past this now from radio and having, hosting this, but when somebody gets invited to a podcast and they get to show up for the first time, when they walk into a prepared space, it's the same way I felt today. You walk into a prepared space and you go, whoa, like, okay, like this is like today's the day, and
we're on.
I got some things to share and whatever.
Sure.
And again, for guys like us that have maybe done this for a little while, like we may not feel that as much, but I'm talking about that first time, like that like you.
I remember the first time I was on a mic when I was in college, and I was terrified. I think I got like 3 words out.
Of
and then
course.
Just played the song.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think so. It's accomplished that there's this beautiful prepared space for them. But the second thing it's accomplished is I actually have something to deposit to the world that goes beyond what I do, but who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think we've been kind of groomed since we were little kids that like people only care about what we do.
Sure.
Like people only care about me if I do something for them. And think about the best relationships you have in your life.
Non-transactional.
Nothing transactional. The only thing I need from you is go get me a beer from the fridge or
Right.
throw another log on the bonfire. Like those are the friendships, the relationships that we are starting to curate through a safe space like the Content House where people can come as they are. They may not have the full script ready or they may not, feel prepared, but it's, hey, we got Celsius in the fridge. We got whatever you need to come here and take your time, exhale, and they walk out, bro, with belief. They walk out with this belief that my voice matters. Like I can actually impact people through the
Story
things
matters. Yeah.
It's awesome, man. And so that has been cutting through for me in a way where my team's getting frustrated because all I want to do is just sit at that dang Content House and just, all right, man, let's start running some Facebook ads, getting people in here.
Yeah.
They're like, we got a business to run. So anyway, but it's been really cool.
You chatted about it a little bit earlier. Maybe can elaborate on this new kind of feel that Rochester has because, and we've touched on it on the podcast before. For so many years, it was Kodak and Xerox and Bausch and Lomb, and those were the big hitters.
Yeah.
And then once they missed, their heyday was over. It was kind of sad. I graduated from Brockport in 2006, and I think around that time is when it was still kind of the sad days, right? Yeah. And I left and did a couple of radio gigs and came back 10 years later, and I feel like that was when things kind of turned around.
Yeah. And I'm sure you've experienced this too. I remember the kids that I graduated with, similar journeys of like, I'm going to go to the big city and like chase my dream. And then it was like time to start a family. And it's like,
coming on back. The boomerangs.
Oh, bro, you're back? Like, here, whatever. And that experience, I think, is certainly part of it. I also think that in the creative space, like Gen Z, man, these young kids, like I know we talk about all the negatives of growing up with the iPad, the phone, the whole thing. But the positives,
the tech savviness,
is the tech savviness, the willingness to create, removing excuses of like, I don't have the gear, the whatever. I'm just going to use my phone.
Right.
And dude, my cousin, my little cousin, he's 10 years old, lives up the street. He got his phone out, hung it up, and he loves baseball, and he got this little thing called a blitz ball. You throw it it's like a wiffle ball that can just move when you pitch it crazy.
Throw curves and stuff.
So he's just shooting videos, going on his Mac, doing iMovie. He's 10 years old.
Wow.
And dude, he's putting up YouTube shorts. He's doing the whole thing. He gets like 250K views on one of his videos. Wow. He's up to like 12,000 subscribers. Like the kid is just doing the thing. And I'm sitting here watching this unfold and I'm going like, this is a hobby for him.
Right.
It's just fun. It's like he doesn't want to play video games right now. He wants to get on iMovie and he wants to chop up this thing and find the background music and the stuff. And so I bring up that example because these kids are getting older. And as these kids that are experiencing that as their hobby, as they're getting older, they're watching people Twitch stream video games and get paid for it. They're the world has changed. They're watching people on TikTok with TikTok Shop and buy this stuff and
the unboxing. I still don't understand. Dude, the appeal exactly, but it's huge.
It's crazy. And so again, I think all of that plays into the creativity is finally being celebrated as opposed to being, oh man, just grow up, get a big boy job,
sure,
go do this. I think creatives are starting to be celebrated, especially in a place like Rochester. And I think that's a lot to do with what's happening as well.
That makes sense. I mean, we've talked a lot about it before as well. There's a lot of people that are staying here. It seems they're not doing what you just said of, going and getting the job in New York City or Boston. They're just, they're hanging around here still.
Yeah.
And for a lot of reasons, I don't know necessarily what that shift was. I don't know if COVID played a role in that. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
The remote aspect of everything, obviously.
Yeah.
Or that you can get, big market dollars by not having to pay $4,500 for a studio apartment.
Yeah. Well, for sure. I mean, I remember one of my buddies, even during COVID, he was out in the Bay Area in San Francisco. I think he was paying like $3,200 a month, had a roommate or two in rent for an apartment, right? And so he was like, well, I'm just going to cancel my lease and I'm just going to go to like Airbnbs and travel the country and just work because I'm on Zoom. It doesn't matter,
So the background in.
So then I think it was 6 months in, he gets an email he was working for Visa at the time. He gets an email that's like, hey, we know some of you guys are working outside of San Francisco, like if you're working outside of the Bay Area, like we're gonna deduct your salary by
Oh,
like so they hit him
no.
with like a, and he's like, no, like
Came back
I
fast.
got caught. I do think COVID maybe had a little bit to do with that for sure. I also think that, yeah, man, I don't know what it is, but I think the wave of, the reason I brought him up is because he's been to Lake Tahoe. He's been to all these beautiful places out on the West Coast. He came down to the lake house in Canandaigua. We went with Connor and Chelsea and, brought the kids in the boat, the whole thing. And he looked at me and was like, this like rivals any of the other places that I've been to.
Yeah.
And again, it's in our backyard. It's like we experience that maybe, some more than others or whatever, but it's like, it is beautiful here.
Yeah.
And it's also winter here sometimes, but like
It makes us appreciate it.
yeah, it's just there are, I think the more that people, stay and the more that our values get tight, it's like, this is a beautiful place, man, to raise a family, to have your grandparents close, your parents close, the whole deal.
When you think about the benefits of traffic's not terrible.
Yeah.
Cost of living, sorry, it's getting
I
worse, but
know.
it was very affordable. Now it's still, compared to the rest of the country, still, affordable.
Yeah.
I mean, we have people come in from out of the area all the time, and that's been kind of interesting to see those dynamics in play when I have a lot of clients who grew up here versus somebody coming in from Denver or New York City, where you look at the same house, you say the same number of where you think it's going to go, completely different perspective on, what that is. For them, it's a deal, right? So, yeah.
Our first house was in Cornhill.
Oh, yeah.
And
Great
I
neighborhood.
think we bought it for $130 grand.
Yeah. Now it would have had to, I don't know, been on fire first
Yeah.
for it to get
Maybe
that
I should have
price.
set it on fire, honestly. It was, no, actually, beautiful house history. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's go.
This is amazing. Okay. Our house, sorry. Our house was built
Okay.
in 1850.
Oh, yeah.
Historic, beautiful Cornhill, right?
Old farmhouse?
Old farmhouse, very thin, has a nice little spiral staircase. Like, it's technically 2-bedroom. but
Creepy basement?
Absolutely. Oh, my gosh.
Dirt floor?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been in many.
Okay, yeah. For some reason, we still had like a couch down there and a TV, so
Props to you.
that part wasn't dirty.
Whatever.
There was a dartboard.
You
Anyway,
throw a carpet down. It's
oh, disgusting. Yeah. So long story short, the guy that was competing with Henry Ford to build that first car, my house was his garage
Oh, wow.
from Rochester, New York.
Look at that.
Is that unbelievable?
How did you even find that out?
I don't know. There's like some like Cornhill
a plaque
truther
or something.
No. It was a guy. I called him Deputy Dan. His name wasn't even Dan, but he was so locked in.
Those are the best nicknames.
Oh yeah. He was so locked into the call. I think it was like during Cornhill Fest or something.
Oh,
He's
okay,
like,
yeah.
all right, hey, I got to tell you about this house. And it was one of those like 30-minute conversations you didn't ask for type of thing.
Yeah.
But hey,
But good info.
Now I shared it. So
There you go.
thank you, Deputy Dan. I'm sure he's watching.
Now you could have just asked AI, tell me about my house, and it would have told you.
Right.
That's
And in
awesome.
fact, maybe it's a lie. So maybe I should just to clarify.
Just to confirm.
Yeah.
You've been
wow.
telling everyone.
I know.
You built the story, though, so now it's real.
I know. It is real.
Let's talk about AI, because again, it's definitely interesting. It's
Yeah.
game-changing.
For sure.
It's a little terrifying,
Yep.
depending on who you are.
Yep.
You, as you mentioned earlier, utilize it quite a bit.
Yeah. Dude, I shouldn't share this, but I'm going to. I'm feeling in a silly mood, so I'm going to
Yeah,
do
it's
it.
fine. We're loose
AI
here.
is
It's
so
the space.
AI is so funny because now ChatGPT has AI agents, as well as you can create images on there, right? So I actually have friends that have started businesses
Yep.
by just creating logos on there.
Mm-hmm.
They can create all their social media posts on there, put the little logo at the bottom right corner. Now, you should still hire us. But the idea is, if you want to just get started and you got limited funds or whatever, like all these platforms exist to at a minimum get started. But the story I was going to share is AI is just creepy, man. Like I have my buddy's dad was telling a story about, he like couldn't hold it, go to the bathroom, just couldn't hold it, whatever. Pulls over to a Denny's and, finally just rushes in the bathroom and he's safe. Like everything's good.
Yep.
I take a picture of off of his Facebook of his face, and I put it in ChatGPT, and I say, just make this guy. And when you clip this, I'll have this in the Instagram post so you can have it.
Perfect.
Put him in a Denny's outfit, just sweating and miserable, like he's really got to go to the bathroom. So my poor buddy's dad In 30 seconds time, I have him in a Denny's, outfit with an apron and the whole deal. And the guy's just sweating and he's down. And I'm like, the fact that that can be done in 30 seconds,
Yep.
that I am submitting like the image and likeness of my buddy's dad into this.
The whole group chat. Yep.
So I think that pretty much sums up AI. Like
Yeah,
you can have fun with it, but on the agent side, on the actually tactical, practical side, you can save an immense amount of time, no question.
Yeah. But it's funny, right? Because I think it kind of gets a bit of a bad rap because people see it as, oh, it's lazy, right? You're getting this to do your work for you.
No way.
And I think my opinion of it, at least, is that the skill with AI is in the prompts. And that's how you direct it, right? No one says that a great orchestra conductor is lazy because he's not playing an instrument.
Imagine if back in the day when like our parents' generation used to have to travel a ton for work. Imagine back in the day when Zoom came out or some sort of Skype or something.
Yeah.
You jump on a call instead of flying 4 hours across the country, getting a hotel, flying back home the next day. Imagine someone saying, you're so lazy for Skyping.
I'll take it a step back. You go on the road trip and you have to actually get a map
There you go.
instead of just getting directions or GPS.
Sorry, Rick, that it took me
Right?
12 hours to get here. Yeah.
But I was trying to be not lazy about it.
There you go. Yeah. No, it's fascinating. Even there are things, and I'm not an Excel wizard. Some of my friends that know all the little things.
Shout out to Ed, our COO. Loves Excel.
I love Ed. Ed's a great guy. So if he's an Excel wizard, I'll just text him.
Yes.
Ed GPT.
He's got you.
I love it.
Can we get a logo?
But yeah, absolutely. But with little Excel things like, oh man, I just got this lead list that has first and last names in the same column, let's say.
Yep.
I can upload that to ChatGPT and say, hey, just separate these two columns with first and last name separate. Takes 30 seconds, gives me the new Excel file. Those things save time. And again, some people may know how to do that or whatever it is, but you can put that stuff in there in any capacity. It's amazing.
Now, you talked earlier about how what's been really hitting recently is that true human connection. I think that's where this conversation gets very nuanced and delicate.
Yep.
When you're trying to use AI for that purpose.
Yeah. I saw an article recently about how LinkedIn is just flooded with AI prompt posts.
Yeah.
So like all these business people are now getting like held to the flames of like,
You didn't write that.
they got the big hyphen in there, like the whole thing. It's like, wait a minute, this is not from you. And so back to my point about things being human, it's even more important now.
Yep.
So we are very confident in the brand positioning statement that we have as an agency, not just because it sounds good, but because AI has made this even more important. Is I can tell what's AI. I can tell when you have this really big email response that just feels a little bit whatever.
perfect.
Yeah, it's like okay, like thank you. It's almost distasteful because you're like you didn't even care enough to actually write your words. It's like if instead of a handwritten something, you're getting a typed out generic.
Sure.
Same idea, right? We could talk about AI, dude, and I'd be happy to. It's funny to see the range of AI users. My dad, in his late 60s, can't stop.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, dude,
My dad too. He's 80.
It. Oh, yeah. I mean, just loves it. And then you've got like the younger kids that probably are learning it at a rapid rate and getting everything dialed. But don't be scared of it. I think that's a very easy thing to say.
I mean, until it takes us over. That's what I'm personally afraid of.
Right.
The utilization of it, I'm not afraid of. But
Yeah.
when I'm a robot, that's
I think the part that gets scary is like, and maybe you guys have talked about this, it's like during like the political season and stuff and certain like anything, this person was at this event, but they actually weren't.
the deep fake stuff.
Yeah,
that's
or
getting
like
very scary how real it looks.
Yeah, and it's just
Well, and then also the immediate cop out for someone who does something wrong, deep fake.
of course,
Right.
Of course,
Because you have that.
And how can you see it? Like how can you know?
Did he didn't throw those parties?
Yeah,
It's
no,
deep
of course,
fake.
of course not. Yeah, that's his argument in court. I'm sure that will go over super well.
Right.
Some real person that was there. No, that's not fake. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like another example, my buddy, he runs an incredible business. He does post-production work for incredible Netflix shows, even things like The Office, Modern Family. Like he'll do the, someone's standing at the door, they open the door and it's a green screen, but he'll do like a fake neighborhood behind them or Harry Potter sticks out his wand and, whatever. He runs an awesome business based in LA. Awesome guy. All this Sora type stuff comes out where these video prompts, you type in a prompt and it's like Jeep, Grand Cherokee riding through the mountains and it's a red Jeep and there's a sunset that's happening and you type in that prompt and it basically makes a 30-second commercial for $0.
Yeah.
And I watched him have to pivot and figure out like, how do we get around this?
You got to be better than that.
There you go. Yeah. Or the experience or, whatever it is. But it's just for people that have a real fear of it taking their jobs, my response would be get into plumbing, HVAC, something that is in the trades, because I do think it's going to take jobs, and I do think we have to pivot
for systems and process. Absolutely, it's just going to make it a lot easier. Just like some of the examples we've used already.
Of course. Yeah.
So let's get back to your business. What's the plan for the future?
Yeah.
Next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, man. I think my biggest, again, I worked in that church side for a long time. I woke up at the end of last year feeling really tired and I wouldn't say burned from my business, but feeling like this can't be all that there is type of feeling.
Yeah.
I really, my mandate on this planet is to help people share their story, period. And marketing is a beautiful avenue and a beautiful channel, but there is nothing that gives me more life and more purpose than sitting behind, next to someone, behind someone, in the background or whatever, that has encouraged them to go sit, to go share their voice. The genesis of this, my brother was born with a syndrome called Apert syndrome. It's a physical disability where he has a different looking face. He was born with a closed fist like this, and the doctors were able to create 4 functioning fingers on each hand. He had 20 surgeries by the time he was 18. My childhood, I'm 3 years younger, was in NYU. I'm playing Sonic Hedgehog video games in the waiting room for hours as my brother's getting procedure done. We've got this huge bed at the house that's up on wheels in the living room. I'm jealous that he gets to eat dinner on his tray.
He's watching TV. It's great.
And so there's pictures of my whole childhood of me sitting up in that bed because I'm jealous and the whole thing. But I bring up that story because the circumstances of this life have pushed my brother into a place where he feels like his story doesn't matter, or he feels like, my voice doesn't matter. I'm a little different. I'm a little shyer. I got some anxieties because of how I look. And my encouragement to anyone that's listening and really what, again, ignites my soul on fire is watching people really stand in confidence and in the trueness of who they are. You don't have to change anything about you. Your uniqueness is your superpower. And dude, when I see that click in people, I don't care if it's through marketing. I don't care if it's through a nonprofit. I don't care if it's through a podcast at the Content House. That's the thing in the next 3 to 5 years that I think we're going to start to crack that code on the human level. It could look like retreats. It could look like special events that we're putting on to encourage young entrepreneurs.
Build confidence, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be some big Andy Elliott type of all right, we got this.
Are you on T?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I use my link and you'll get the T, subscription. I care about people, man. I think I love my wife. I love my kids. That is my finish line. And maybe better said, I want that to be my starting line. I want to be with my kids and my wife through this process, and I want to encourage other men and other people in that way. So it's a very, very wide range of outcomes that it could be, but I've learned...
It's kind of fun, right?
Yeah, and dude, I've learned in business, man, rather than keeping a closed fist of these are my clients and these are my team and my solutions, I'm keeping an open hand where I'm open to where this can go. As long as I show up and I do what I say I'm going to do, these things continue to grow, and I believe that healthy things grow. So again, open-handed, excited about what's to come.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, Appreciate it, man.
We usually jump to a little bit of Rochester news
Let's
before
go.
we wrap things up here. I mean, the biggest story, Bills camp, right?
Oh,
You said you went. How was the turnout? Pretty decent.
turnout was great. Josh came up, signed some autographs right in front of us, which was awesome. Yeah, it was a little rainy, little drizzly today, but
Was there a Hard Knocks presence? Do we know?
yeah, I mean, you could definitely see a little like HBO vibe, you know.
Did the voice of God, the narrator, show up yet?
Oh, dude, that guy's amazing. Oh, I saw one little teaser, clip for Hard Knocks, and I'm just like, this is fantastic.
Well, again, just you think about the PGA a couple years ago. It's another way to highlight Rochester.
It's amazing. Yeah, and even being a Fisher grad, it's like
Sure.
it's so cool to see like the campus, and I wish I didn't have to pay as much, but like it is cool to see the campus and go like, dude, I went to school there.
I walked there.
Yeah,
There we go.
and we're not a big D1 school where it's like we were on TV or something before, so that's awesome. And yeah, I got to talk to President Rooney today from Fisher. With Connor and I were there it was a St. John Fisher kind of a
Alumni thing.
yeah, just an alumni event. So it was great to be there and see the campus, and great time, great
Fantastic.
people. Food was good.
And then let's get this. Congratulations for Fred Costello. Are you familiar with Fred Costello?
Yes.
You know Fred. You guys hang out, right?
Yeah. Oh,
and Freddie?
no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm sorry.
89 years old. He's been the Red Wings baseball organist since 1977, which is a lot of years before you and I were born.
Yes.
For nearly 3,500 games and counting. He's the potentially longest running tenured sports organist in history. How is that
Holy smokes.
for some
Dude,
accolades?
Red Wings games are great, man.
Yeah.
I have such good memories of my grandpa going there as a 10-year-old kid, learning baseball. Thank you, Fred.
And then talk about, their social media too.
Oh my gosh. Mint.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. They kill it. And side note, they get a lot of good interns, a lot of that young Gen Z type
There
of
we go.
presence.
Yeah.
And I'll just tell any business owner, man, give those young kids a shot because they know TikTok and whatever and the
They
trends.
were born with it, basically, at this point.
Let them
right?
run, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because either that or they're going to be in school doing fictional projects of like fake businesses and fake business plans. Just let them run yours.
Sure. There you go.
Anyway.
Not a bad idea. And then the last one, the mountain lion. It's back. Maybe,
I
possibly,
saw
allegedly.
that.
Is it AI? What's happening?
So here's what's crazy. One of our clients, we reached out to Curtis, who is the voice of the mountain lion. He's been all over the news of
Yes.
the whole thing. And he shot a promo for one of our clients, and
Amazing.
he is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where I'm like, I love seeing people win, man.
It seems
awesome.
like he's one of those people that has an energy just popping off of them. Right.
Yeah, and even it's like beyond Rochester. Like I don't know how
It was viral. Yeah, this was I think national at least. if
Yeah,
not.
during the original
Yeah.
mountain lion, I know it's been seen in Greece. I think is the
Yeah.
report that I saw.
Allegedly.
Are people just trying to be like Curtis? They're like,
Maybe.
I saw this thing in my backyard.
Is there an auto tune yet of Curtis, by the way? I've been waiting.
Oh,
That was the trend 10 years ago or
know.
so. I was waiting for this one.
I know. Yeah, when he came to shoot our thing, man, he was like, dude, I got an hour. I got to go to New York City for a podcast.
No way,
I'm like,
really?
This is
That's
all right.
how that transforms people's lives is insane.
Oh, dude.
I mean, the bronchitis. I got bronchitis. That lady.
Anybody got time for that?
Yeah. Obviously.
Dude, I love when that happens to good people.
Yeah.
And Curtis is a great dude. And it was really, really cool to see that happen. I also would just make a general statement. What's really sad, and Curtis is actually doing a really good job, what's really sad is that anything in today's ecosystem of social media, anything can go viral.
Yep.
And if it does your business, does your entrepreneurship effort, does it have the systems and the structure to actually be able to handle what could come?
Sure. Yeah.
Because I have seen people, something happens and goes viral or whatever it is, and I mean this in a respectful way to someone like Curtis. It's like, dude, you got like a 2-week window right here.
Yeah. Take advantage.
So like, what do we got cooking?
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, hopefully the mountain lion is not real. I didn't ask Curtis, but now that I should text him.
Did he have the baseball bat? I had to ask.
He said that his child, it's his bat. So he was going to
Kid's
bring it, and he's like, my son is not allowing me to bring it. And I go, well, you could pay him some
Yeah.
of what the compensation. Yeah.
Curtis, I'm just workshopping here. Brainstorm session. No bad ideas. Buy a new bat.
Yeah, right. Yes, I think that's a wonderful idea.
Just buy a new bat.
Buy a new bat.
Get him a new bat. You can take that bat. It'll be fine.
And I'm sure he'd be pumped about a new bat.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
incredible.
I guess last thing we usually talk about, if you have time, what are you watching?
Oh,
What's the latest?
yeah. I certainly Happy Gilmore 2.
I just watched it.
I just finished.
What did you think?
And
No spoilers.
No spoilers. I think
Solid 3.5 out of 5.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good. It was so long
It
since
was.
the original that like I was in such a different time of my life. But then when I watched it, like I did feel like, all right,
The
like
nostalgia.
yeah, like I'm back, you know. So I thought overall it was really well done. And then also from a money side, like why wouldn't you do a second one?
Sure.
Like that's perfect.
Why did it take so long?
Yeah,
Is the question,
I'm like
really.
brilliant. Yeah.
I watched Bryson DeChambeau playing with Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah.
So
the
he does his
Breaking
Break 50 series.
Yeah.
So Sandler was the guest on there, and he was talking about the movies after I watched it. And I guess they had a whole thing written out for Chubbs, but then Carl Weathers passed away, and they had to redo everything,
Oh wow.
which was kind of wild.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, it was a really good show. I'm trying to think what else we're watching.
Does your wife suck you into the reality TV shows?
I try to just stay out of that, but yeah, I mean she like
Obviously.
yeah, I mean she's watching them for sure. Like the Mormon Wives one,
Oh,
she
yeah.
really liked.
Yeah, okay.
Which I think that one might be done. She's dabbled in the whole Bachelor in Paradise. She has not watched the other one that's like getting a lot of attention on Netflix. The is it Love Island or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know
I'm
if
not-
that's on Netflix or
I'm
where
not
it
gonna.
is.
I'm not gonna dabble.
No.
Usually
definitely not
leave the room
interested.
at this point.
I'm just ready for Hard Knocks. That's I think
There we go.
August 5th.
Okay, it's coming up.
We're so I don't know when this is going to air, but I mean that's going to be my show.
There we go. Awesome.
Maybe I'll see myself. Maybe
you
I made
begging Josh Allen for an
pushing
autograph?
pushing down children
Yes.
to Mr. Josh. I'm older than you, but please sign this. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Of course.
Great conversation. And thank you so much for watching and listening. We'll talk to you again next time.